Alright, we've finally reached the last issue of The Return of Queen Chrysalis. So far, we've had 2 issues that were just okay, and 1 good one, so will this one keep the momentum going? And will it finally tell us whether her name really is Queen Chrysalis or not? Let's dive right in. Okay, so to recap what's happened so far, it turns out the Changelings survived being thrown from Canterlot, landing in Wovey-Dovey Smoochieland, where they promptly massacred the inhabitants and sucked them dry of their love to regain their former strength. They then went to Ponyville and captured the Cutie Mark Crusaders, in an attempt to bait the main characters into coming to the Changeling Kingdom, where the Queen would use them for her own nefarious purposes. A few of them also stayed behind to take over the town, for reasons that completely elude me, but after warding them off, the main characters got the Queen's message and traveled to the Changeling Kingdom to rescue the Crusaders, sans Spike, who they left at home as always, of course. After battling their way through dangerous obstacles, they were tricked into fighting with each other by the Changelings, and parted ways in 3 different groups, but they reunited and made peace just before reaching the gates of the Changeling Kingdom, where we find them now. We need to hurry! The Secretariat Comet will be flying overhead soon. And that's when the magical surge happens? Yes, the comet passing through the Horsehead Nebula is the most intense series of celestial events in centuries, millennia. The magical disruption is going to be felt across Equestria. Rainbow Dash, as usual, wants to do a standard frontal assault, but Twilight points out that anything could be in store for them and they should probably make a plan. Fluttershy, however, thinks they're fine as long as they have Twilight's magic on their side. But even with the Master Strategist herself straight up saying that her magic won't be enough, and offering to make a plan instead, nobody wants to hear it. Yeah, with Twilight around, we can whoop Changeling flank and she can do her thing. Bing bang! We'll be home in time for dinner. But... aw shucks, Twilight. Come on. You're amazing and we all know it. Let's leave it at that and move on to find those fillies. Or we could leave it at this.
You are stupid. You are stupid. You are stupid. You are stupid. And don't forget, you are stupid.
Whoa, my sister is here. You're going down. Yeah, her sister is here. You're going down. What about your sister, Sweetie Belle? Rainbow Dash is here. You're going down.
Wait, what does Rainbow Dash have to do with anything? I mean, that makes it sound like Sweetie Belle forgot which one her sister was. Seriously, writers, I'm assuming the joke is supposed to be that Sweetie Belle doesn't think Rarity is formidable enough to save her, but even on that level I don't follow.
You watch your phraseology.
You 3. I may just banish you to the ends of Equestria instead of feeding you to my minions. The thought of any part of your essence still around me after today is... terrifying. Or I could kill you, like I have absolutely no reason not to do, but this series is rather inconsistent with whether it's okay with me implying that or not. Little Twilight, you're almost here. Your friends' emotions will make a fine feast for my subjects, but you're for me.
They'll defeat you before you can drain them of their love. Their friendship is stronger than you. And you'll never be able to take away Twilight's magic. She's a bajillion times the magical pony thing you are.
You 3 have spent almost 3 days with me and you haven't figured out how powerful I am? I'm hurt, really. Hey, our sarcasm rubbed off on her. Cutie Mark Crusaders, I probably should have asked before now, but are you 3 familiar with the phrase, don't poke the bear?
You know, I just realized that there really is no need for me to keep you around anymore. Maybe it's time to put me out of my misery. Yes, in fact, I think I will.
And so we leave the Crusaders with the Queen salivating over their prison. Back with our 6 heroes, they enter the Changeling City only to find it completely empty, and wonder if thousands of changelings are poised to strike at any time. To solve the problem, Pinkie Pie points out that she still has her costume from last time. And, okay, now it's starting to seem like the comic finds this joke much funnier than I do. Oh, and to those of you who weren't around last time, don't worry, you're probably better off not knowing.
Pinkie! No, I told you back in the valley. No, take that off. I brought it all the way from Ponyville. I know it'll help. Just you wait. This is no time to be horsing around.
And again with this.
So the gang enters the castle and finds themselves confronted by the old relativity stairs.
Open the doors, little ponies. Hee, I'm clever. Behind one you will find me. The others will have a vast array of surprises for you.
So they split up and set about their task, Pinkie Pie the most enthusiastic of all because she loves surprises. La-dee-dee, la-dee-da.
That was a terrible surprise!
Hey, just be grateful that it serves no purpose and is never seen again, Pinkie Pie. And that's not the only unpleasant surprise waiting for the gang behind these doors. Fluttershy, we see here, runs into the pony version of Pennywise the Dancing Clown.
Why didn't I get that door?
Actually, if you think about it, that really is a good match. And then there's this pretty funny bit here where Rainbow Dash opens room 237 of the Overlook Hotel and just finds it boring. Well, hey, wait, you have to keep watching the movie. It's a subtle thing. And let's not forget Rarity running into the Phantom of the Opera. Come, my angel.
Ew!
Imagine dating a musician that lives in a basement. Ugh. But finally, Twilight makes a good pick.
You found me, little Twilight. I will unlock for you if you answer me this riddle. How is a Pegasus like a writing desk? Can you answer this riddle?
How is a Pegasus like a writing desk? They can both... we're both awesome? Our writing desk's awesome. We're both useful. They continue to think of answers, with Pinkie Pie jumping up and down, claiming she already knows it. Pegasus, writing desk, writing desk, writing desk, writing desk. Ooh, wait, they use feather quills in this universe. So yeah, they both have feathers. I think I got it.
How is a Pegasus like a writing desk? Can you answer this riddle?
Nope, I can't answer it.
Correct.
But sadly, they've come too late to prevent the pitiful scene they find waiting for them on the other side.
Stop copying me! Stop copying me! I'm warning you! I'm warning you! Guards, throw these miscreants in the dungeon! Now! Guards, throw these missy crates in the... Wait, what? Apple Bloom! Let her out of there now, Queenie! Sweetie Belle, we're here for you!
It must be nice to have a big sister. Thank you for that random reminder, comic. Good timing. You want to throw in a line from Apple Bloom on how her parents are dead while you're at it? Just asking. So then Twilight steps up and says, "Okay, Chrysalis, we're here." Wait, what? That's the in-context reveal of her name? Twilight just starts randomly calling her Chrysalis for no reason whatsoever? No, I'm not gonna let that go! I've had to sit through 2 episodes and 3.5 issues of everyone calling her just the Queen to find out where the writers are getting Queen Chrysalis, with half the fans thinking I'm crazy until they rewatch A Canterlot Wedding, and it turns out it's because the comics decided not to retcon it, but to keep it going for 7/8 of the story, then retcon it! I mean, that's like if I just made up a name for myself out of nowhere and then expected people to be perfectly fine with calling me... Oh, little Twilight, I'm so glad you came. You're so much trouble for such a tiny thing, You don't amount to much up close, do you? You realize you've seen me in person before, right? Oh, you're right. Sorry, I seem to have picked up the wrong script here. The circle is now complete, little Twilight. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now, I am the master. Oh, come on, where are you getting this crap? The gang then puts together that the changelings want to do this the hard way, which is pretty much what they were expecting anyway, and a fight breaks out. You can't win! We have love on our side! Pfft, love. Love is fickle. Love can change. Love can be consumed, and the leftovers of a heart spit out like a seed. No! Love is out! And above all, love will not save you today. Yeah, I'm gonna thank the Queen for cutting off that monologue, because, come on. When's the last time the power of love as the solution ever looked cool? You can't ever let me make a point, can you? The comet is approaching. I can feel my magic getting stronger. It's awfully difficult to monologue when you peons are being so loud. Now this joke has been done before, but that seems to always be where I get confused in this series. I mean, why is Twilight mad? It's not like she was getting her turn to monologue anyway. Was she really just that invested in what the Queen was saying? To solve that problem, the Queen fires a beam encasing everyone but Twilight in the usual green pods, and yeah, I think she should lead with that next time. But then Twilight finally remembers that she can do magic too and fires back, and though she doesn't manage to overwhelm the Queen, she does impress her. Well, Twilight Sparkle, you just became much more interesting. I have underestimated you. You have magical knowledge I don't possess. Wait, why is everyone, including Twilight, also astonished? I mean, was it just because of the comet that she was able to do that? Because the Queen gets the comet boost too. I mean, even so? Yeah. Alright. I can drain emotion, the essence of a being. I can take a new form. But this devastation, I want it. I brought you here today to drain your magic, to devour your power. Perhaps... No! You can't achieve my kind of magic through just raw ability. It's focused study. You'll never be able to do what I just did because you don't know how. Knew it was a trap. I called it. What, doing bad things to you guys after they beat you in a fight? That's not really a trap. That's just sort of having a reason. So the Queen proposes Twilight team up with her, figuring that by learning from each other they could both become an unstoppable force, and in return she promises to release her friends and not hurt them, even though the friends object.
Those are horrible choices! I can't go before I've earned my cutie mark!
You know, I think my life is going to become a lot easier if I just stop trying to make sense of anything the Cutie Mark Crusaders say in this story. The friends keep trying to dissuade Twilight, but when the Queen starts to torture them, she gives in. Release them. I'll stay. Excellent.
Twilight, what are you doing?
Every pony, go home. Get to Princess Celestia. Whatever it takes, whatever happens, you come back here and fight. Fight her. Fight me if you have to.
No! You can fight her now!
We believe in you, Twilight. That blast earlier was the strongest my magic has ever been, and she withstood it. I can't do this alone. I can't do it without you, and I can't save all of you now. I choose you. Let them go home. Oh, it's all so touching. I'm torn, really.
Really?
No. And so, as agreed, the Queen lets them out.
I'm going to miss that green globby thing.
Not me. You haven't had a bath in 3 days. How about that? Sweetie Belle can even make smelling bad seem cute. I miss the days before she was Sweetie Brat. But when they're out, Rainbow, who made no such deal, tries to rally them to help Twilight. Wait a second. What's that in the upper right-hand corner there? Why is the sound effect for the Queen licking her lips dinkle, dinkle, dink? I mean, what is that like? So Rainbow's charge fails when the Queen closes the green curtain on them, Applebloom does her best Michael Corleone impression, and the Queen reveals that her plan to make Twilight compliant is to drain her of her love as per usual. Then, once she's truly an ally of the Changelings, the Queen will be able to double-cross Twilight, as the heartless Twilight will then drain her friends herself. And yeah, you might have wanted to wait until after you drained her to tell her that. I mean, wasn't the point of all of this to get her to willingly cooperate?
No! You said you wouldn't hurt them!
I'm not. You are! Look to the sky, little Twilight. The comet is overhead. Say goodbye to your life as you know it.
No! I won't say goodbye! You aren't the only one who can feel the magic in them spiking. I can fight you. You can't take away who I am.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight.
You can do it, Twilight. You're the smartest pony we know. You're as important to us as we are to you. You have to defeat her so we can all get out of this together. There isn't any pony better at magic than you. Come on! And you can't take away my friends. You've got this, Twilight. Believe in yourself. Your lists are always alphabetized and color coordinated. No one knows more about the Dewey Decimal System than you. You can write in cursive.
Yeah, of all the ponies, it's Pinkie Pie who has trouble cheering. Go figure.
You're the best pony we know. You've got this. And you'll never have Equestria. You can't win this fight. Whoa, go Twilight. She's amazing. The most awesome unicorn there is. I want to be just like her. Look at her.
And yes, I do kind of love that this scene still has time to make Rarity and Rainbow Dash jealous.
You don't know what it's like to have friends. You can tell me what it's like to feed on love, but you can't tell me what it's like to truly love and be loved.
Rock on, little purple! You put the pone in pony!
Your motivations are selfish. We fight because we know about the things worth fighting for. Love, friendship. We have things you can't hope to have. You envy us. And you don't know anything about fashion or a good day's work. Bunnies. Friendly-ish competition. Parties. Sisterhood. And you don't know anything about love. Twilight already said that. Yeesh.
Stop this nonsense! You can't defeat me! Ponies who can't do things themselves tell others that they can't do it.
I can stand up to you. And I can win. Everybody duck! There are ducks here? Oh no, protect them! Twilight, are you okay? Twilight? Twilight, wake up! Rainbow, you didn't have to hit me! Ow! She's okay.
And so, our heroes win the day, and then Princess Celestia shows up with Spike to close us out. What happened to you? Are you two alright? Oh, a horde of giant magical cockatrices attacked Canterlot during the comet. I rode one into the center of town and saved the city. It was awesome. I had a trident. Yeah, sounds like a last-minute attempt by this comic to repent for leaving Spike out of the story. That's... you did what? He was very brave. Mayor gave me a medal. Yeah, I totally believe you cared about what he was doing this whole time. But even so, Twilight does, which is kind of nice to see. So many villains tend to pop up during events like this. Manhattan had a giant magical marshmallow pony attack the city. Okay, well played. But I digress. Please, Twilight, give me the rundown of what happened here. I'd be glad to. Well,
We were filling at by Queen Chrysalis. It was awful. She is so boring and evil. Evilly boring.
Sweetie Belle, never make that face again.
She was all,
I look at you, Twilight, and your little pony friends too.
Sorry, seem to get a bit carried away with that sometimes.
well, that's quite a story. And then Twilight blasted her into next week. It was amazing. And we helped. We were moral support. Princess, what's a cutie mark in moral support look like?
So the sisters and Rainbow Dash drag the excited crusaders away from the princess, and they close out their triumph by spending the night around a campfire together.
It sounds like quite the adventure. I can't wait to hear all about it from you. But please, tell me, where is the Queen of the Changelings now? Oh, she's somewhere she won't be able to break out of for a while. I helped! What word rhymes with orange?
Door hinge? Court hinge? All of you just shut up!
Well, you think about it. Let me sing you a song. La 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 la, this is the song that will never end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever, just because this is the song that will never end.
Somebody turn the page.
Yes, it goes on and on.
Oh, so Luna was the one who had to go fight the giant marshmallow pony in Manhattan. I kind of want to hear that story now. But actually, it turns out we do get to hear the story of how Spike traveled to Canterlot and fought the giant magical cockatrice, teaming up with Princess Celestia while giving her his report on what happened to the pony gang. And while it is pretty brief and we don't actually get to see how Spike pulled it off, there are some fun scenes, and it is nice to finally see him have his moment. So yeah, I can give back a couple points there. Whew! Okay, we finally reached the end. And I have to say, while this comic did have a lot of the same little issues that the other ones did, it definitely feels like an epic conclusion. There isn't quite as much room for the off-the-wall humor here, so the champion in that category is definitely still issue number 3. Although when this one does connect on that front, it's just as good. But the grand finale... wow. I mean, they really take the time to establish the weight of everything that Twilight's about to lose, and how backed into a corner she is. So when she makes her last stand, you really do feel like cheering her on. And it's a heck of a last stand at that. It actually reminded me of Friendship is Magic the episode, and how it doesn't shy away from preaching the power of friendship. It is a little gushy, and probably even a little too long, but once again, it actually puts some thought and some weight into what it's saying, so you really are able to get behind a couple of these lines. I could see people complaining that they established Twilight wasn't a match for Queen Chrysalis and then all of a sudden she is, but there definitely seems to be an implication that the final clash is a battle on a different plane. Like between the Comet and the Queen attempting to lock horns and drain Twilight, it becomes more of a mental fight, which would be why all the cheering and encouragement is helpful. It's such a rousing victory that when it's over, you really do feel like unwinding in front of a campfire with Princess Celestia. And speaking of which, these last couple pages are probably my favorite depiction of Celestia to date. It does carry over her personality pretty well, but now we get to see what she's made of a little more. I mean, just seeing her scuffed up and worn out like this while still making the effort to rush over as fast as she can makes her character feel more legitimate. And she isn't just an encouraging mentor here. She actually gets to interact with the group without them just acting all intimidated the whole time. I mean, just look at her letting Scootaloo sleep on her back like that. Just, aww. And of course, it's nice to finally see her in action, even if it is just a side story. Teaming up with Spike of all characters to battle monsters, being powerful and resourceful together, and then meanwhile apparently caring enough to listen to his entire report throughout the battle. She's genuinely an appealing presence here. So while it started out so-so, in the end this series actually became pretty good. So props to the writers. And with that out of the way, we can finally close the book on that little project and look at a certain season finale that everyone seems to think is so great. See you next time.
Yeah.